So, doctor, tell me, what's the prescription for clarity?
Hey, it's Fog Doc. It's something I stumbled upon years ago, way back with the first wife, honestly, and I got tired of sitting in a parking lot with some stepsons watching them play paintball. I got out there, and the first thing I had to say was, "God, it sucks when you can't see." And it went from there. I honestly, I've still got my first jar. And it kind of evolved from there. And, here we are today, 2009, and I'm all about supporting people and products and players. And, I figured it's a good product. I use it throughout my house. My friends use it. I got to put it out there.
It's true. Now, you sent us a couple tubs, the little jars, and it looks like when I was a kid, we had that little quarter He-Man slime thing they called gack, or some horrible Asian derogatory term or something like that. Now, I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's like blue snot. I love it already. And so I would do the old trick where I'd be in there shaving, and I'd take like the bar of soap and rub the F out of the mirror and try and wipe it down. By the end of the time I got through my freaking 5 o'clock shadow, it's like fogging up again. So dude, rub that thing on, and now there's this beautiful, nice, clear, like cylinder in the middle, like this one sphere of unfoggedness. So thank you for that. Now I have to also, unfortunately, wash the rest of the mirror and the entire thing. But it actually works. So I can tell you guys specifically, yes, it does work. And I don't know if there's all sorts of, ground up Smurfs in it. I don't care, so long as it does what you say it does.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing that sold me with it, is just shower mirrors. I don't shave a whole lot. I got a bit of a goatee going, but I do keep everything else. And the worst thing is getting out of the shower and you can't see. And that's kind of what turned me on to the whole, hey, I could use this on my Flex 7, way back when. And we started playing with it and changing the recipe and looking at colors and ways to market. And, I give it away. That's the thing that drew me to paintball, is the camaraderie and the helpfulness that people out there give up. And it's like, hey, this works better than any other product. Go ahead and use it. It takes seconds to put on, wipe it off, and you're good for the day.
Now, I love that your marketing techniques are the same marketing techniques that my friend used to use in high school to sell pot. The first one's free.
Exactly. And 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Do you want that small jar of Fog Doc, or can I hook you up with a couple of gallons? It doesn't matter. Ryan, that's where I want to take it. I want to help the paintball player. I want to help the snowboarder. I want to help the race car driver. I want to help the police and firemen that can't see because they've got a shield that's fogged up. It doesn't matter.
You bring up a good point that Fog Doc is universal. You're saying it's not just for paintball. You've also got it for motocross and auto safety and all sorts of stuff like that too, which is true. Anywhere that you have a piece of plastic or glass or something that gets fogged up is something that you need this for.
Exactly. Plastic, mirrors, glasses, your windows, windshields. I mean, I got a buddy of mine in Texas that his defroster's broke in his truck. And so he does his windshield. He doesn't fog up. I want to help, police, fire, and safety, snowboarders, skiers, race car drivers. A recent buddy of mine who's a pilot said, hey, I need some of that. Because after I hit 15,000 feet, because of the altitude, the coldness, and the warmness inside, we fog up. Here you go. So it kind of snowballed and took on this life of its own, and has grown and grown and grown with the help of, Ballers Cafe and Junior and M. Carter Brown and PB Live. And, all of a sudden I'm doing some commercials for Intercom Radio, and it's awesome. The stuff works great. Write your name on your mirror, take a shower, and walk away.
And it comes back to the basics of the sport too. You can't shoot what you can't see. So
Exactly. I mean, I remember the first day of playing. I was playing at a woods ball field because I love the woods ball. I love scenario. Shout out to TAW and Damien. Thank you, LJ. Leave Frank alone. He'll be okay. I remember I was sitting out there in this cold morning playing with my Palmer Blazer, and I couldn't see for crap. Oh. And, that was my biggest complaint. I was having a great time, but don't lift your mask.
Yep.
So, it's bittersweet.
Seriously.
And it kind of grew from there.
How many times have you been on a day of walk-on and you see the kids with the little crappy rental masks, and they're sitting there and they're doing like the little they're like giving themselves like an IF with using their masks, and you're just or you're sitting there, they're taking their shirt and they're trying not to, they're breaking the seal and trying to wipe it and all sorts of stuff. Playing scenarios, the same thing. You're running, you're hoofing, and sweat's pouring down your face. And you're gonna, even if you're wearing a thermal lens, it's gonna get fogged sometimes too, unless you got like a big old fan. Then you traipse into the woods, you're like, click, wee. Yeah, way to go. But no,
exactly.
This would be something if you want to share to the fields around. Give them a jar or two of Fog Doc, guys, to save these little kids who will actually want to play paintball again because they'll be able to see something. 5 minutes into the game, they're doing this because they can only see through the tiny little slit next to the vents on the bottom. So think of the children. Why doesn't anybody think of the children?
Exactly. Save the noob. Save the noob. That's one of my biggest things. I mean, that's the biggest thrill I get out of being on the field. It's not running myself crazy and shooting 15 balls a second. I love the fact of fixing that kid's piranha that doesn't work, or handing them off my Millennium Spider and saying, go have a good time, because their gun doesn't work. It's the same thing. You can't see. Here, let me help you. Let me show you how to tighten up your mask strap. Let me show you how to clean your lens. And I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I have more fun in the staging area than I do on the field.
There are a lot of people that are like that, and that's definitely, talking to Tom from Cat Shack Reports and the Glen Morris Mercenaries and a lot of these other big teams, you'll see, one or two people will end up being off the field the entire time. Slick from Team Bad to the Bone. Last weekend I was playing, my dad, my sister, and her husband came and played, and he was out there almost the entire day. I don't think you actually stepped foot on the field, did you, Slick? No, you didn't, because he was out there fixing everybody's effing gear the entire time. And kids come rolling by and parents come rolling by, and it's good to have someone there to chat with them.
Exactly. There's nothing better than teaching that little guy that's on the field for the first time and he's jazzed up. Hey, take your little 2-pack and put it in front, man. Save the boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving them those tips and helping them out. I love that. Anybody that knows me, from the mods on Ballers Cafe to the old guys at Valley Thunder, I dig that. I love having the parts you need in my box. Ooh, that didn't sound right.